Over the past decade, conspiracy theories have become very popular around the world and talked about constantly by many. Some of the biggest questions we ask are about our planet and the universe. There are many conspiracy theories about if we are alone on this planet, if we are in a simulation, or if there's worlds beyond our own. There is some evidence that prove these theories right. In this video, we'll be counting down the top 5 real signs that prove parallel universes actually exist. In at 5, we have aliens. Some of the biggest signs of parallel universes is the proof that we aren't the only life in this universe and that aliens are among us and live outside of our own planet. NASA, as we all know, are one of the lead investigators of space, and they do in fact have proof of extraterrestrial life, but a lot of the time they hide their findings from the public. In 1976, there were tests performed on Martian soil samples taken from Mars, and the results there were radioactive carbon-labeled nutrients, suggesting that something in the soil was metabolizing the nutrients and producing radioactive gas. One of the original scientists on the case said there was evidence found of organic molecules, which is a key indicator of life. Before this finding, there was a US radio astronomer by the name of Frank Drake who in 1961 developed an equation to help estimate the number of planets hosting intelligent life and those who are capable of communicating with us. By the end of his research, Frank concluded that the final number of communicating civilizations in the galaxy to be about 10,000. Not only do NASA researchers and other scientists have findings of aliens, but one of the most top secret places in the world is Area 51, and many believe they have proof of alien life. There's spacecraft and even aliens themselves inside of the highly secure building. Area 51 is so-called highly classified Air Force facility and is protected by the government. In 1992, a declassified CIA report came to light and the government mentioned the proof of UFOs and their research on it. The only proof we could get from the government would be from ex-employees of Area 51 because the government facility is covered by the Freedom of Information Act. So any evidence they do have, we may never know. Some things the government doesn't have control of is the sightings and alien abduction stories made by people all over the world for centuries. Since the 1940s, there have been so many different people who have seen aliens and UFOs, and they have all similar descriptions, usually an extremely fast-moving saucer-shaped object with bright lights, things that are not of this world and have not been claimed by an airplane company or military aircraft. The proof of extraterrestrial life and spacecrafts proves that there is so much more beyond our planet that we don't know about, and the technology they have access to is so beyond ours that it's very possible that parallel universes do in fact exist. In at number 4, we have past lives. Some of the biggest debates is that of humans living previous lives and the proof of reincarnation. If this is true, it makes the parallel universe theory very strong. Many people throughout the world have claimed to remember their past lives or how they have passed in their previous lives. Many of the people who are able to remember their past lives are children, many between the ages of 2 and 5. Different statements made by these children have shown to correspond accurately to facts in the life and death of a deceased person. Past life regression is a method that uses hypnosis on people to recover memories of their past lives or incarnations. The technique used during the regression involves the subject answering a series of questions while hypnotized to reveal identities and events of alleged past lives people have had. These experiments done are highly debated by scientists and religious leaders. Dr. Jim Tucker, who is now the director of the Division of Perceptual Studies, has been focused on cases of past lives found in the United States for the past 20 years. He's even written a book called Return to Life, which contains many of his findings throughout the years and offers accounts of a very strong American case of young children who remember their previous lives, including the 2 most well-known cases of James Leininger and Ryan Hammonds. James's story started just after his 2nd birthday, where he began having nightmares that would not stop. In his nightmare, he would scream out phrases like "plane on fire," "little man can't get out." When James would mention details of planes and war tragedies, which no 2-year-old boy would know, his parents started to try and put the pieces together, soon realizing their son previously lived as a World War II fighter pilot by the name of James Hustings. There was a book written of this extraordinary boy and the previous life called Soul Survivor, which details the boy's thoughts, findings, and details of his previous life. Ryan's is one of the most famous of past life memories and holds the record for the greatest number of accurate memories of a previous life related to a previous living person. At around 4 years old, he soon began to relate memories to a man named Marty Martin, who worked in Hollywood as a talent agent. For years, Ryan would tell his parents about his previous life as Martin mountain and many facts he would have no clue about at the age and would eventually be verified as true, including having a large swimming pool in his home, he tap danced on stage, he hated cats, he had a younger sister, his mother had curly brown hair, and so many more. These true cases just solidify that we are part of a parallel universe. In at number 3 we have Mandela Effect. Many people throughout the world have heard of the Mandela Effect or have experienced certain Mandela effects directly. The theory started by none other than Nelson Mandela, but the story that many remember have happened, and this story started this whole theory. The term Mandela Effect was first coined in 2009 by Fiona Broome, when she created a website detailing her observation of the phenomenon. Broome was at a conference talking to other people about how she remembered the tragedy of former South African President Nelson Mandela's death in South African prison in the 1980s. And to interject, for the longest time, this Mandela Effect happened to me. I thought Mandela had died in the 80s in prison as well. However, this never happened. Nelson passed away in 2013. Broome began talking to many other people who experienced the exact same memories, remembering news coverages on his death as well as a speech by his widow. People all around the world have had the same memories of this story, and over the years there have been an insane amount of different Mandela effects, where so many different people have the exact same memory, but these things have never been true. Some of the most popular Mandela effects are that of the Berenstain Bears, the movie Shazam starring Sinbad, the Monopoly Man's monocle, Curious George and his tail, the Fruit of the Loom label, and many others that are highly debated. Everything from popular movie quotes, cereal brands, song lyrics, popular cartoons are talked about by millions around the world, and many of these are remembered differently than they actually are. But how? It's like Star Wars. Luke, I'm your father. It wasn't even the fucking quote. Love that. The Mandela Effect is when a person believes that their memories are accurate recollections, but many believe in this theory because thousands if not millions of people have the same memories. So does this mean we are all wrong, or are there different dimensions, alternate realities, or parallel universes where these memories are coming from? In at number 2 we have simulation theory. One theory that has become very popular lately is that we are living in a simulation, and this is thought to be true by many throughout the world. Many researchers, scientists, and even Elon Musk believe we aren't truly living in the reality we think we are, and our world could very well be a computer simulation. The idea of the simulation theory can be attributed to the prominent Oxford University philosopher Nick Bostrom in his paper called Are You Living in a Computer Simulation?, where he argues that one of the 3 assumptions could be true. The human species is very likely to go extinct before reaching a post-human stage. Any post-human civilization is extremely unlikely to run a significant number of simulations of their evolutionary history, and we are almost certainly living in a computer simulation. His paper argues that we cannot, without a doubt, know if any of these theories are 100% true. However, Nick believes the third option is the most probable outcome, and so do many others. MIT developer and Plow Labs executive director Rezwan Virk expanded on Nick's idea in the books The Simulation Hypothesis, describing what he calls the simulation point, meaning the moment at which we could realistically build a matrix-like simulation. Rezwan describes his interpretation of the simulation theory, stating that the basic idea is that everything we see around us, including Earth and the universe, is part of a very sophisticated, massive multiplayer online role-playing game, and we are all players in the game. The popular movie franchise The Matrix, which came out in 1999, made many starts to think about if this could be possible and made the simulation theory idea popular. What does this mean, you know? I like it, but it's like, who's controlling me? I wish whoever controlled me didn't make me fall on ice, you know? Many people also think we are in a simulation because of our burst technology and how fast moving it's become over the last few years. It wasn't that long ago where there was no internet, phones, AirPods, electric cars, social media, and over the past couple decades technology has boomed to an extreme level, which many question, how is it all possible in such a short amount of time? And finally, in at number 1 we have the pyramids. One of the most debated are how the pyramids were built, who built them, and how they were built. Many people have questioned how a society back in 2000 BC were capable of creating and building such complex structures. The most famous and biggest tourist attraction are the pyramids in Giza on the outskirts of Cairo in Egypt. Several of the Giza pyramids are among the largest structures ever built, and the Great Pyramid of Giza in particular is the largest and oldest pyramid and is the only one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world still in existence. The shape of Egyptian pyramids is believed to represent the primordial mound from which the Egyptians believed the earth was created. The shape is also thought to be representative of the descending rays of the sun, and most pyramids were faced with polished, highly reflective white limestone, in order to give them a brilliant appearance when viewed from a distance. Many of the pyramids are believed to be built as tombs for the country's pharaohs and their consorts during the Old and Middle Kingdom periods. The tombs of the pharaohs and the temple they're held in guarantees life after death according to theorists, and the pyramids itself symbolizes the wealth and power of pharaohs. For years it's believed that the Egyptians used a sled which carried a stone block and was attached with ropes to wooden posts, and that's how they built the pyramids, but this has become highly speculated due to the complexity and magnitude of these structures. So many people have theorized how the Egyptians were able to pull off the building some of the largest and most complex structures in history, and the mystery has yet to be solved. It's one of the biggest questions to date and could be an indication of the proof of parallel universes. Well, there we have it. I will see you in the next video. Well, some of the most evidence.
I know what she means, but I don't.
Yeah, I do, but I don't. Oh, got that Taylor Swift song in my head. Is it gonna be forever? Gonna down in flames. Running with the pain. Got a long list of ex-lovers. I got a blank space, baby. I wanna hold my coffee, so I will. Cause I can do anything I want. Now it seems it's like the sentence just changed on its own. I swear that wasn't the sentence a second ago. Okay, I got it. I got us. Not. I don't have it. Not only are now. It's hot in here. Oh, what was that? What was that? Oh, naughty. Bit cuckoo if you ask me, you know. I mean, I believe. I think reincarnation's real. I feel very connected to the Wild West. Maybe we are. I can't even think about it, it hurts my brain. I'd rather be in a simulation than know that like space is real. Space freaks me out. The shape is also thought to be a representative of the fucking hell.